and then I'll play the intro video. All right. All right, let's just let the social media catch up. I just see your comment on YouTube about I paying my twin girls a £5 each for an early night, so I got a huge jug of beer, some great TV. Sounds like you got it sorted. Right, just let a few of these guys come on from social media. It catches itself up. Right, I can see a few of you coming on now. Right, I'll get on with my thank yous and that while you guys are coming on. See a few comments coming up. So Lee Ashby here, Motocross and Speedway Memories. Good evening all. I can see a few of you coming in now. Right, I'll just get on with my thank yous for a second. Big thanks for the support to Simon Pardo of White Eagle Finance. They give quality financial advice for pensions, mortgages, investments and protection. Check the website out at www.whiteeaglefinance.co.uk. You can quote myself or Motocross and Speedway Memories for free advice. Big thanks to the MX legend Stefan Everts with his S72 gin and vodka brand. You can check his website out on www.s72gin.com. Big thanks to Lee Owen from Owen Developments. You can check him out on the shop side on www.owenturbos.com or also his other website, www.owendevelopments.co.uk. Big thanks to Terry Smith from Terry Smith Painting and Decorating. Also, big thanks to Craig Triplet of Jardine Conservatories. You can check them guys out on www.jardineintalford.co.uk, and he's also proud sponsors of Mr. Luke Becker. So then, let's get into this. Let me get the video going, and then we'll get on with this interview. Here we go.
You thought I was playing? Huh. I was playing? Huh.
Right, I'll bring him in. Mr. Luke Becker. How's it going, Luke?
It's going good. How about yourself?
Not too bad, mate. Thank you. Hopefully we'll be all good with the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, no, fingers are crossed. Have some good pictures there.
Yeah, some cheeky little memories there as well from the younger days as well.
Yeah, even one on the 150s. That was actually my first year racing Speedway. So you must have dug deep for that one.
Yes, I did, mate. I always dig deep. We'll get into some of that as well. Right, someone's saying, ride it, ride it. That's one of my sayings. We do the old Welsh saying of riding the bikes, ride it, ride it. Right, here we go then. So what's going on with you at the moment then, Luke? What's the plans for the new season and everything that's going on for this season? What teams, that type of thing? Can you let us know what the plans are?
Yeah, at the moment, I'm basing myself in Poland. I'm riding in the Polish First Division with Łódź. First season in the Polish First Division. I've had 2 other years in the Polish Second Division, so now I'm stepping up a league. And yeah, so as far as Poland, that's what's happening and going on here. We've already had one league match. What was that, on Saturday? That went fairly well. The team did great. We came away with the win, and yeah, I was happy with it all around. It was a good night of racing. But in Poland, that's riding here in Poland, so I'll be using my bikes, my mechanic, and everything that's based over here for Poland and Sweden as well. So I'll be in Dakarna Melilla in Sweden, and then of course back in the UK for Wolverhampton Wolves.
Cool. So that's all good then. So what sort of age was it when, obviously, we know you're American, obviously, a talented American guy. What sort of age were you when you thought to yourself about coming over to Europe from America? How could I make, I want to make this a living type of thing? What sort of age were you when you thought, I can do this?
Thinking back on it, I would definitely probably say probably about my first or second year getting on a 500, getting into the pro class. Things definitely change a lot when you step up and racing all the adults. But yeah, no, I'd say probably around my second year doing that. Of course, when we were able to come over for the Speedway World Cup in 2016, that was actually my first taste of racing in Speedway in Europe. And after that trip, it was just a huge eye opener, just seeing how much of a difference it is from the States and just how big in general it is. It was just amazing and cool to experience. So after that, I could say I was hooked before, but after that, I was really set in place that, like, this is what I want to do, and hopefully that could be me one day.
Beautiful. What sort of age were you then, Luke, when you first got a bike then?
A Speedway bike, that would have been 11. Yeah, I was 11 years old because I did one year on the 150s, and then once you turn 12, you're able to step up to the 250s. So then I did the 250s for the 4 years until I was 16, and then got on the 500. So yeah, 11 when I was on a Speedway bike, and then been riding motocross and riding dirt bikes since about 3-4 years old, since I was really young. Got brought up into it.
Got some nice little pictures here that you saw a couple of them in the intro there.
Yeah, that's a good one right there.
Podium a minute, look.
Yeah, look at that. That was the first year. That's where it all started. That was actually one of my first practice sessions. Yeah, I remember that. I was up in Auburn in Northern California. Yeah. That would have been one of our first times on a Speedway bike.
Wow. So I've obviously Luke, I've obviously spotted the number 12 number that you like. What is the reason behind the number 12?
I was 12. Yeah, I was 12 when I first got into the junior class. My dad was actually number 12 growing up racing, so that was probably the biggest reason why I wanted to be number 12. But that's what I did for all of juniors, and then it wasn't until when I bumped up onto the 500s that I ended up having to change and pick a different number because somebody had already taken 12 back home in America. But yeah, I'd say probably just because that's what my dad was running.
That's pretty cool. What riders did you sort of look up to and idolize when you were young then? Was there guys you looked up at Europe, or was it the guys just in America that you looked at?
I mean, in America, definitely Billy Gennaro. Everybody knows him. He's kind of been dominating on the American scene for a while now. So definitely Billy Gennaro and Billy Hamill, of course. And yeah, there's quite a few riders actually back home. But then, of course, Greg overseas, and a lot of other top guys I can name off a lot, really. But probably definitely around Gennaro, Hamill, and Greg for the Americans growing up, and that was more in my era, of course. More back in the day. There's a lot of other names I can go on too.
Mm-hmm. For sure. I know a lot of you guys do like your training side, especially in maybe the winter when there's no speedway or whatever. Do you still get involved? I know you've rode them across bikes. Do you do that for training, or what do you do for your training in the off season and stuff?
Yeah, riding motocross, that's definitely a lot of different people have different opinions on it. Yes, it could be dangerous if you think of it in the negative side, but as far as fitness and actual training and more of a training that's really more focused on the same muscles and same things you use in speedo, I think motocross is definitely a really good on the bike fitness training. It's kind of a whole body workout. Really, you can go out and ride all day, and you can feel it everywhere. So definitely riding motocross. I try and do that as much as possible. Yeah, of course I used to be going to the gym every day and doing everything I can, but now with the kind of the schedule I had back home in this off season with working and everything, it's kind of hard to work around it. But since I haven't been working and been over here, I've been trying to do a lot of more cardio and some different work. We have a personal trainer dedicated for us riders here in my Polish team, Wooch. So he's been definitely opening my eyes to a lot of different things and a lot of other different motions and exercises and different things that I really had no idea of. And he's more of trying to base it just for Speedway. So doing that has been helping me out a lot. And yeah, even getting me known and more familiar with some things to do at home as well.
So obviously it's quite, as we know, it's super professional. I'll get the words out in Poland. What's that been like?
Yeah, Poland it's a whole different ball game, really. They're yeah, people over here, they treat it a lot more. I mean, of course, professional too, but a lot more just serious all around. It's definitely something that if you haven't rode in Poland and then you come here, it kind of just blows you away. But no, it's good. Of course, they have a lot of rules and restrictions and a lot of other things that go along with it. But just the professionalism of how big it is here is awesome and awesome to be a part of.
I got a couple of guys writing on here. David Rowley here has put, good luck when you return to Monmore Green and keep safe, Luke.
I appreciate it. Thanks, David.
I got Matt Stevens here. I know he was involved in running the Reading team that they had. He's put, good luck, Luke, in 2021. What's your favourite track in the UK? From Matt Stevens.
Favorite track in the UK? I mean, there's kind of a lot of them, really. Of course, I feel like I tend to enjoy more of a bigger track, so more of a bigger track style I think I have. But then I also do like some smaller tracks. Wolverhampton I didn't really enjoy too much when my first go around there, but it's really technical, so once I got more dialed in and started getting it figured out, I actually really did start to enjoy it and like it. And then other tracks, of course, Bellevue, that stadium is just unreal, compared to everywhere else. So I really enjoy riding Bellevue. Peterborough is another track I really like. But yeah, no, there's actually quite a bit in England that I enjoy to be at.
Talking about legends, you mentioned him. He was one of the ones you looked up to. Just got Billy Hamels come on, and what a legend he was. I loved him as well myself. He's just come on. He's put, why do you wear your hat backwards, Lee and Luke? Tell him how cool we are, Luke.
I don't know if you're just following me or I'm following you. I've always been kind of, I guess, my style, I guess you could say, but you'll get occasionally every here and there that'll be forward, and I'm sure people notice it when it is.
Yeah. I've done it since a kid as well when I raced motocross in the 90s, and even now I'm older, I still do it. I just can't get out of the routine of it. So there we go. We're still cool, Billy. We're still cool, Billy.
Like that.
I'm down with the kids. Yeah. If you ever had the hat backwards, Billy, maybe he'll come on there and give us an answer to that. Right, got Steve Rayner here on YouTube. He's put, good luck, Luke, USA #1.
Hopefully we're even able to do the Speedway Nations this year and that we can get a 3-man squad ready for that. That would be awesome. Looking forward to it.
I also got another legend on, Mr. Sean McConnell.
Sean McConnell,
yeah. He's put, go get them, kid.
Yeah, you said it. Legend himself, man. They just sat and still out there riding and battling out. It's cool to see. Not let alone his style. Everybody knows Sean's out there when you can see any pictures or anything of him riding.
It was really cool as a kid. I'm Swindon Robbins involved. Dad and my uncle raced for Swindon back in the 60s, 70s. Mr. Sean Connell rode for Swindon in the 80s, so I grew up in the 80s watching Mr. McConnell doing the wheelies and that at Swindon. He was awesome. Awesome.
How many seasons did he
What's
Of
that?
course.
I think he did
I said,
a.
how many seasons?
I think he did a season or two for Swindon at least. I know he went to maybe Wolves very briefly. I think he went there. He can maybe confirm
Really?
that for us. Yeah, but that was in the 80s. He had
Yeah.
he still had the handkerchief around the neck, giving it all the big wheelies, which was not really around back then, really. So he was definitely
Mhm.
very cool. Billy's put, of course. I'm glad you admit that. We all want to be as cool as you, Billy. Right, I've got to get back to my questions. Has there been any certain engines that you get attached to, Luke? I know a lot of you guys, don't you have like nicknames for some of these engines and stuff? You've got like a favorite engine now and things like that?
I mean, I wouldn't say I really have nicknames, not that I can
Hmm.
really think of right now, at least. But as far as since being over in Europe, in the UK, I've been using nothing but Johnsy, Peter Johns, and
Hmm.
been really happy with what I've got there going. And then I even have one of his engines over here in Poland that goes good on the big tracks as well. But yeah, I got some Peter Johns in the UK. I got some Fleming. I got two Flemings from Fleming in Denmark that I really enjoy, and then I even just got a Kowalski from one of the top engine tuners here in Poland. So really everything I got right now, I'm really happy with, and
Yeah.
everything has kind of different characteristics and things that work differently and better at certain tracks. But yeah, I'm starting to figure it out and really liking what I got under me.
Even as obviously at a very young age, you've been representing your country, USA. What does that mean to you personally to do that in the World Cups and everything?
It's something else, really. I mean, I've even seen interviews with Greg and Billy and everybody riding to say that when you put the stars and stripes on your back, it's a whole different feeling in general. It's just I feel like you give it a little bit more effort when it goes into it. But no, yeah, coming over those first times, it was something else, especially just being surrounded by a group of familiar faces and people that you work with back home, and you guys all over here doing and trying to make a name for yourself and put it all out there. But yeah, no, it's an awesome feeling. I wish we could bring back the World Cup with the 5-man squad. I know a lot of other people have said that as well, but even just the Speedway Nation is pretty cool as well. So hopefully we can do that this season.
I'm just trying to think where you riding when I remember Billy was doing the team managing for Team USA. Was you involved then? I'm just trying to remember if he was.
No, not when I came over. It was 2016 the first year that I came over, and I believe he had done it the year before or 2 years before. I can't
Yeah, I
remember off the
remember
top
him
of my
doing
head.
it when it was. Yeah, I remember him doing it all. Just wondered if you were involved in the team at the time. So it's just a bit after. What? So you've obviously worked with Lance King. What was that like? He's another legend that came over to British Speedway. Hopefully, I'm going to get to speak to him as well at some point. It'd be really cool as well. What was Lance like?
Yeah, Lance was good. Yeah, working with him, I didn't really know too much of him at all before we came over for that trip. So it was cool to
Mhm.
just kind of feeding off other people, hearing different people's input, and of course has a big list of achievements behind him as well. So hearing what he had to say, some advice that he gave me on and off the track was definitely things that I could learn from. And yeah, he did an awesome job. I couldn't complain whatsoever.
Yeah, very cool. Oh yeah, Billy's just put that you were still on a 250 when he was team managing for Team USA. That's cool. Do you have any superstitions, Luke? Got any weird and wonderful ones?
Not recently, really. I mean, I know when I was younger, I had some little things that I do here and there. If I had some, just a little thing. Just I had some American flag riding socks that I used in the World Cup when I had a good meeting. So I remember
Keeping that
trying to
going.
save those and only bring them out for the big nights, but it didn't end up working the next time I brought them out. So I kind of forgot about it. But no, not really too much. I hear some funny things from other riders, but I haven't really got anything too much before the meetings that I do or can think of.
What's the when was the last time you done some riding in America in general?
In America, that was what was it? I think about 2 or 3 weeks before I came over. I came over on the end of last day of February, or second to last day of February. So that would have been can't even remember off the top of my head what meeting that was. I think that would have been the pairs meeting that me and Brock ended up taking home. So that would have been the last one.
Do you always love going back home and getting back home to race as well?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, of course, going back to tracks that you grew up racing on, and kind of only really known before getting over to Europe. It's kind of strange because you think, oh yeah, I'll go back and use all your experience and things that you learned overseas, but then it's completely different when you come back, and not everything that works over here works back home. It's completely different riding styles and different tracks and all around. But no, I do enjoy going home and riding. Luckily, we're pretty fortunate, like us and the Australians, were able to have some tracks and the good enough weather to do some meetings in the off season. So we're pretty fortunate for that.
Who have been your biggest influences, would you say, so far in your career to date?
As everybody knows, Greg Hancock, he's been basically the one that got the ball rolling and got everything kicked off for me to get over officially to have some league racing. Of course, I wasn't really dealing with them too much my first or two times coming over for the World Cup, but that's when I got introduced to him and got to know him a little bit more. But yeah, he's been the one that brought me over from 2018, and no league contracts, no team deals or anything, just to come over and get some experience and live with them for a month or two was the plan, and just getting some practice and just getting a feel for it all. And then it ended up kind of just all taking off from there. But yeah, Greg's a big influence on getting me over here and getting it all started. And then of course, my parents, my dad, my mom, everybody back home and family that raised me into the Speedway lifestyle, of course. But yeah, the list goes on. There's been many people that have got me to where I am today.
So obviously, this goes out all over the world anyway now, which is really cool, obviously. But obviously, we're based in the UK, myself and stuff. So obviously, we see the British League and followed that throughout the years. Obviously, you came over and rode for Wolves. As you said, it took a while to get used to the track, but you've obviously done really well at Wolves. What's your thoughts of the setup now and everything, and everyone that you deal with there is pretty cool?
Yeah, no, exactly. Dealing with Peter Adams and Chris Van Straten, they're an awesome group of people to really be around and get involved with for my first season in the UK. Everything's, like I said, everything's a lot of different coming to Poland, but it's also very different going over to the UK. There's a lot of different style tracks and a whole different really style of riding. But yeah, the management, everybody in Wolves really treated me well and brought me in and treated me like one of theirs. So I'm really happy, and my first season was able to be with Wolverhampton, and hopefully many more.
Hopefully many more. Obviously, I know you're still very early in your career, but have you had a favourite rider that you team ride with, that you really enjoy riding with?
To think of, not really off the top of my head, not like somebody that we've consistently, been able to team ride with. Back home, we really don't have any team racing, so it's kind of hard to say. But yeah, no, I can't really think of anybody off the top of my head.
Did you mention something about Brock? Did you do some pair thing? What was that like? Was that good racing with him?
Yeah, no, that was awesome. We had a good night, especially the last time that we won. That was our second time winning the USA Best Pairs. The time before that, I think we got kind of a little bit lucky. We ended up stealing some. Max Roma ended up having to get off on the third lap or something, so we kind of got gifted the win. But the last time we earned it, and it went really good. So as far as back home, me and him tend to be pretty good teammates and partners.
Who is you say that your closest friends are so far in your Speedway career? The closest sort of friends that you've got that sort of in your circle?
As far as back home or over here in Europe?
Both.
Yeah, over here in Europe, Magic Greg also hooked me up with Magic Yanowski. He's another guy that's been helped me out a lot. That's actually, he's giving me a place to stay at the moment. So he's kind of him combined it with Greg giving me as much tips and advice is really something priceless and something I would really struggle without it. But Magic over here, and I know we got some people in the UK, and of course back home. Then Max, Brock, Dylan. There's a lot of riders that we're all kind of the same age group that we grew up racing together. So it's kind of cool to looking back on it. We used to. I mean, if it really wasn't all of us being in the same age group, we wouldn't really have had all that competition and people pushing us and making us, making you be that much better and teaching you along the way. So yeah, we got a pretty cool USA, junior squad that we had going through coming up through my first year, especially on the 250s.
Got a great guy here, Mr. Brian Burford. He's wrote many books for the greats, Speedway riders, and he also does his stuff for the Speedway Star. He's put, how many times so far have you been asked if you're related to Danny Berserko Becker? Dan was the man.
Yeah, no, you can say that. I've definitely been asked it quite a bit, especially running the same number as him now.
Yeah. That's cool. Thanks for that.
No relations.
No relations. Oh, brilliant. So obviously, don't want to get you in trouble or anything, but obviously, you know that there's these new rules about riding in Poland. Obviously, the other league and that. What was your thoughts on that rule coming in?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of it, especially. I think it's really up to us riders to really make a decision and us be able to decide where we want to ride and how busy we want to be, and just all around. I mean, Speedway is our income, so riding in other leagues and riding as much as possible is the more money we're making. So not only is it taken away from money that we're able to make, especially riding in the top league, only being able to ride one other country or league, but yeah, just all around. I mean, some riders are different, but I know a lot of riders are the same, that they like to be on the bike and just be going to the tapes and racing as much as possible. And that's what, and especially being young like I am, that's what's going to make me grow and getting that experience. So it's something like that really what takes away from it. But I mean, at the same time, you got to think about it from Poland's point of view. They're trying to basically form. I mean, they do have the biggest speedway league in the world at the moment. So
yeah,
having riders go off and possibly getting hurt in other countries and things of that sort, I know they're not too really happy with it. But yeah, I wouldn't say I'm not a fan of it. I just wish we could more make the decisions for ourselves.
Yeah. Are you into the sort of mechanical side of the bikes? Are you interested in that side as well? Do you do any of your own bikes at all? Do you get involved in any of that side of things?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, this is my first season having a full-time mechanic here in Poland, so it's kind of weird because I enjoy, especially if I have the time to do it, I enjoy doing all my own bikes and just kind of just being able to run through the checklist when you're bumping off of what's under you, and if you did this or you did that, and of course you have to put a lot of trust in your mechanics and knowing that you're out there on the best equipment and everything that they've done is correct. But yeah, I'm definitely more of a hands-on type of guy. Of course, in America, I do all my own stuff, and I was doing that as well in the UK. As if I didn't have a meeting the next day, or if I didn't have time. But yeah, I'm definitely more of a hands-on and like doing my own stuff. But it is what it is. Once you get going and you're that busy, it's kind of hard to hard to organize.
Yeah, fair play. So you're already on to that already. So that's a great learning curve as well. So that's good. If I was to ask you, if you could tell us a funny story about something that's happened in the racing days so far, could you tell us any funny stories?
Oh, I thought you meant that you had a comment in or something. I was like, oh, I wonder who that could be.
Yeah, no, no trick question.
Yeah, off the top of my head, not really at the moment. That I can think of it. I have to actually think
early.
about it a little bit more. Maybe we can come back to it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. What would you say then? Your plans for the future? What are your actual ambitions in Speedway in general? Then, Luke, overall.
I definitely say, I mean, it's like every other rider out there. Anybody anybody, I'm sure they could tell you that they want to be world champion, and of course that's my goal. And I know that's pretty far out from where I'm at right now. I got a lot of stepping stones to get to that place, but as far as goals that's my long-term goal. Goals for this year is just to really hit the ground running in Poland. You kind of got to really earn your spot in the team week in and week out. They can change the team basically night before, day of, and or so on. So they have these practice sessions, and there's a lot of pressure that goes into it all. So yeah, definitely this season just to hit the ground running. Of course, keep injury safe and book myself in the squad, and then score as many points as possible.
Obviously, it's been a lot of weird times in the last year, so I'm sure it's just great to get back racing and get back to doing what you enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. Taking the year off last year has definitely made me a lot more hungry and just want it that much more than I did before. So, I mean, of course, it was a negative not being able to race, but it's also a positive on that side of things. Just makes you appreciate it a lot more.
Yeah, 100%. I think everyone's thinking that way. Billy's just said, who taught you to do wheelies?
Not sure, really. No, it's just something I kind of tried on my own. No, I don't really have nobody that actually taught me or gave me any advice on them.
I like that. Who taught you, Billy? Plenty of we've over the years. It always seems the Americans love the wheelies. To be fair, you guys are great for the entertainment side of things as well. Because at the end of the day, it is an entertainment as well as I know. Obviously, there's the serious racing side, but generally over the years, from when I was watching as a kid, 80s, 90s, it was always the Americans that had that personality and that entertainment side of things as well, for sure.
Yeah, no, even after basically every main event back home in America, even guys that got last place or fourth place, everybody goes out and puts on a little bit of a wheelie show. So you don't really see that over here.
No, definitely not. Obviously, here in Speedway, you obviously got a lot of individual racing and obviously team racing as well. Do you like both the same, or do you prefer the team racing or the individual racing? What's your thoughts on that side of things?
I don't really have one that I prefer over the other one. Of course, individually, you're out there just worrying about yourself. You're not worrying about a teammate or constantly looking for someone. So of course that makes it kind of a little bit more easier, I guess you'd say, with just being able to focus on what you're going to do and attacking attacking from off the start. But I do enjoy team racing too. I don't really do too much of it before I came over to Europe. But no, it's cool. It's a different feeling, especially if you have a good battle team ride with the teammate that you guys held somebody off or even slowed another rider down so the other one could get by, or just a good ride in general. It's a cool feeling having a teammate and someone that did that with you.
Obviously, I know you were signed with Wolves in the UK. Was there any other teams that you've nearly signed with before, or that have made offers? Or
In the Premiership now, just Wolverhampton. A lot of people didn't know I was supposed to come over in 2018 for Edinburgh. That was the plan off the start, and everything had a contract sealed and done and ready to go until I ended up getting injured. What was it, on the second to last round in the AMA American Championship? We had a 5-round series. So when I got injured, that ended up putting me back in the rankings. I think I missed the top 4 by a couple points or 2 points or something really close. But that was what actually booked us in to get the visa to come over to the UK. So that ended up putting a stop to things, unfortunately. But yeah, other than that, just Edinburgh and Wolverhampton in the UK.
Okay. Do you watch a lot of the GP Speedway stuff? Do you watch it personally? And obviously, you must have inspired to be in that as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, anybody that knows me, they know I watch a lot of Speedway. I try and watch basically every single league match, every Grand Prix, especially Grand Prix. But I definitely do a lot of studying, a lot of watching of the top guys, just kind of trying to learn from them and seeing how they do things.
What other sports do you enjoy then, Luke? Is there any other sports you enjoy doing or enjoy watching as well? I don't know if you watch any of the, say, for instance, the American Supercross and all that type of stuff as well. Do you like all that?
Yeah, Supercross is definitely something that I follow pretty closely. I try and watch all the rounds of those as well. As far as other American sports, I used to be pretty into American football and basketball, and not so much baseball, but more just football and basketball. But that kind of faded off. Don't really follow it too much now. It's more of a just miss motors, something with the motor, supercross, and it's about it. But as far as doing, it's more of just motocross, really, motocross and speedway.
There you go. Look, that's when I said when it goes out all over now. Greetings from Panama.
Panama.
Yeah, there you go.
No, that's cool.
That is pretty cool. Is there any guys out there, Luke, that you don't really enjoy racing? Is there any guys you seem to sort of come together with out on the track? Is there any guys that are sort of quite annoying to race with in general?
No, not really. I haven't really had too many run-ins or anything that really sticks out, to be honest with you. I did get to, I know a big name for other riders is definitely Nicky Pedersen, and I got to race him one time in Denmark in 2019, and I was already expecting it. I mean, I was on the outside of him. I knew what he was going to do, so I was already know what was going to. No, not really. I mean, I haven't really had anybody that I've had any drama with or any trouble with, really.
Has there been some sort of top guys that you've sort of beaten that's made you really pumped to beat them guys that you've obviously raced against?
I mean, top guys. Off top of my head, not really, to be honest with you. I mean, Billy, when I first got on 500s, Gennaro, that's when Gennaro was absolutely killing it, as well as Hamill. So being able to go out and beat one of them in his race was definitely something that got everybody feeling good, really. If you went out and beat them, you're doing something right. But yeah, as far as back home and growing up, that's really the only thing that's really stood out. I mean, there's everybody's good over here, so it's kind of hard to really pinpoint anybody.
So you've obviously been racing over in Sweden and Poland. It's obviously, so the tracks suit you quite well. You said you like the bigger tracks. Obviously, we know the tracks are big in Poland and fast. You like that side of it over there?
Yeah, bigger tracks is definitely something I enjoy a lot more than riding on some smaller tracks. I actually hate riding smaller tracks, especially some of the smaller ones back home. Yeah, just better racing all in all in general. I mean, on a bigger track with different racing lines and just kind of more of the, not just the person that gets the start wins and a lot more passing going on. That's something I more enjoy and would much rather be doing than riding a smaller track. But riding the smaller tracks also teaches you a lot, and as far as techniques and body language on the bikes and everything that goes along with it, teaches you a different kind of control for it. So both of them really do benefit you.
Has there sort of been any sort of top guys you've gone up with in a race with that, and you sort of thought like, holy shit, I'm with so and so here on the gate?
Yeah, I would say Greg. I mean, when he got me hooked up with the club that he was racing with in Poland in 2018, Jezhov. So we were actually teamed up our first 3 heats of the night for a couple meetings. So it's kind of just like, eye opener, like rolling out with them, and I'm much happier, knowing that we're teammates rather than not being. But no, I'd say probably the biggest name that I've actually lined up with and been out on the track with is definitely Greg.
Do you practice the starts quite a lot? Because I know it's a massive thing in Speedway. Did Greg help you with that side as well? Because he was always known as a very good starter. Did he help you in that side of things with the technique and things like that?
Yeah, he's done nothing but basically give me all the tools, all the advice, and everything that he can really give me to get there. But it's just more of up to me. That's something that I've really struggled with. I feel like I got really good speed around the track, and as far as the lap side of things with the starts is something that I'm really struggling with and need to get situated. Once I do, it's going to be points and wins, and just better racing will come so much easier.
Have you had any favorite Kevlars? Obviously, that's what everyone wears now. I normally used to say, have you had any favorite levers over your career? But you've definitely not all the levers, I don't think. Have you had any? Do you get any favorite gear that you like, or is it just there was just so many you guys hop in and out of now? Is it just a different?
Yeah, of course, our World Cup one I really enjoy our World Cup suits, especially the ones from last year. Those came out really good. I have an individual suit that I've been wearing actually for the past like 2-3 seasons now from Millenniac that I really liked. That was like one of probably the best suits that I've had yet, with the whole design and everything, how it's all placed with logos and everything. That was probably my favorite one. But other than that, no, not really.
I do love this one here. I don't know where I got that picture from, but I do like that. That's a proper profile picture. That one, you could use that one. It's a beauty.
Yeah, no, that's a California sunset right there.
I bet you're missing some of them, aren't you?
Yeah, especially now, man. The weather's been pretty not good, to say the least, recently. It's been off and on snow, rain in Poland. It's been running. Well, supposedly they say that every season's different, every year's different, so it's kind of hard to plan and base around it. The whole reason I came this early was to get some more practice in and just get everything situated. But I picked one of the bad seasons to come early with how the weather's been recently. But hopefully that changes. We have another week. I think it said forecast said another like 8 or 9 days of snow and rain coming up, and then after that it was looking good. So fingers crossed it stays that way.
Yeah, hope we can get past that period. Then I was just obviously looking at a lot of your pictures. You've got a great style, lovely style, looking good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's a very nice one. That one. Always, a lot of you American guys always seem to be very cool, and you always get a good following of the guys. Everyone likes the American riders, that's for sure. It's a nice one here as well. I suppose those tracks are very small, aren't they, in America? So you pretty much have to sort of almost go in backwards a little bit to turn so hard. Does that help with your riding style as well? Learns you to have to turn hard and.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. It more teaches you a lot of different things that you wouldn't use or do on a big track. So when it comes down to having to turn it that hard, or having to really crank it in, or you have a rider that throws it down in front of you, or really more cuts you off it, that's where those sides of things actually plays a big play in it.
What I see you out there on the telly there. Look. Do you obviously even doing this now? Obviously, all part of it these days is obviously the social media and the TV and all that sort of thing. Do you mind all that stuff, or?
Yeah, no, I mean, I kind of keep up to date on a lot of social media and stuff like that. I don't really, I guess you could say I don't really post too much, or I'm not too active like a lot of other riders are. But yeah, no, it's cool to see. You get to see a lot of different things that riders do, out of the racing scene and just a life sort of thing. So no, it's pretty cool.
I think I've just got Billy's asked a question. He's put, ask him about the Gumball Rally.
Gumball Rally. I'm sure not many people over here know about it, but basically it's a full day just for the kids back home in America, where basically the trophies are gumball machines, and little kids, that's what they look forward to more. That's the best trophy you can get. But no, it's cool. They've been doing that every year now for, man, I couldn't even tell you when the first year was, but ever since I got on a speedo bike, that's for sure.
Roscoe's come on as well, and he's put, Billy, it's rad, don't you know?
Yeah, no, it'd be cool to kind of get that over to Europe and have something along the lines of that over here. That'd be cool to see.
There he is, let me troubles here. Charles is on. Evening all, how's it going, Charlesy? I've not asked him anything to do with what boils his piss or anything like that yet.
No, watch some of his shows. There's some good ones.
Yeah, some good ones. Is this where I ask him out who's the longest in the shower now and all that?
Yeah, I know. I watch it. It's pretty cool to see some of the reactions from the riders.
Some
of them are confused. They don't even know what he's meaning at first.
Definitely. Right, I've got John Westwood here on YouTube. He's put, do you still watch the World Team Cup 2018 with a race win at Lesno? And wasn't you signed with Somerset this year before pulling out? I don't know if you can shine any light on what John was talking about there.
Yeah, actually, we didn't mention that I was signed for Somerset to double up in the UK
Okay.
last season, but of course
Yeah.
things didn't end up going ahead. And this year, with like you said, with only being able to ride in a certain amount of leagues, that ended up putting the championship out the window. So yeah, definitely was looking forward to doubling up in the UK, but things ended up not making it happen. But no, I actually haven't watched the race from the World Cup for a while now. I think before it was on YouTube. I don't even know if it's on YouTube anymore.
Yeah, so a good memory. If you got any memories that stick out in your mind from your racing career to date? What really was really special to you at the time?
Well, that race that we just were talking about in the World Cup,
Yeah.
that was definitely something that probably won't forget. I mean, it was only really one heat and a night of racing, but it was something that really meant a lot to me, and not only to me, but for the USA team in general. But other than that, I mean, not really anything too big. I've had just a couple of races with Wolves that I really enjoyed and afterwards was pretty pumped on. But other than that, yeah, nothing I can think of off the top of my head.
Chelsea's coming in. Billy Hamill's already done this, Chelsea. Look, here he goes. Look, did both of you shop at the same shop? Both found hats with the peak at the back. We're just too hip and too cool
Maybe
for you, Chelsea. So that's how we roll. You know?
Yeah, maybe that's what he's missing, huh?
Exactly that. I'm surprised. Has he asked you for a hat yet, Luke?
Who, Charlesley?
Yeah, he asks everyone for a hat, doesn't he? I'm sure he does.
No, I haven't got the question yet. I don't know which one I'd give him, but I'm sure he has plenty to add to his collection.
Yeah, definitely. Right, if you he's put he wouldn't come on my show.
I haven't got asked to yet.
Whoa, cool! You've not even asked yet. Wow, what is going on?
Maybe he doesn't
I better not ask his questions then. Yeah, that's what it is. So you've got to give him a hat first, and then you get asked. That's how it works, isn't it? Right, because obviously,
forward.
I messaged the wrong Becker.
He must have.
Yeah, you must have, Shane. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Obviously, being young yourself, you've obviously come over and you've started all your career and everything. If you had to give some advice now to a young American that was thinking about coming over to Europe, or any young rider that's thinking about going as a pro speedway rider, get my words out, what would your advice be to those guys?
I mean, definitely just kind of you gotta. I mean, taking things taking things seriously from the start in America, and just kind of really putting a lot of effort into it, and trying to. I would say get more practice, but it's kind of hard we have some more of the smaller tracks. We have a couple bigger tracks now with Paris, and we had a track called Ventura. That was a huge track back home that we had some national rounds at, but we haven't really had any racing there anymore. But no, I just say just kind of just keep your eye on the prize. Really, it's kind of once you get the first opportunity and chance. That's why I'm saying the World Cup, the 5-man squad made it a lot more easier for riders to get their first taste of Europe without actually coming for a full season. But yeah, it's kind of hard to say. It's more of once you get the opportunity and the chance, grab it with all your hands.
If I had to push you on that question and said, who would you say are the 3 best riders that you've ever competed against so far in your career? Who would you say they are if you had a little think about that?
Best riders. I said, Greg. I did get to race against Nicky one time. That was pretty cool to be lining up next to him. and someone else really. I'm trying to think. World Cup, we had a lot of other riders we got to line up against. Line up in 2018, my first year over. One of my heats was like, I remember it was Doyley, Emilsite Fudenoff, and man, I forget who it was. It was just a stacked heat, and I remember just watching the video afterwards, just seeing my name and everything next to these guys was just unreal. But yeah, I'd probably say out of those riders.
Who were your sort of rivals then growing up in America? Who were the guys that you were always battling with as you were growing up in the USA?
Yeah, like I mentioned, of course, Brock Nickel. We got Max Romo, the Romo brothers, his little brother Dylan. Yeah, we had just kind of more of like a good group of juniors. There's a good 5 or 6 of us that were battling and going back and forth with. But I'd say definitely them growing up.
If you you said you mentioned it earlier a little bit. Are you on social medias? What sort of social media are you on, and what's your name on them, and sort of that sort of thing? So in case anyone like Charlesy wants to contact you, or
Yeah, I know I'm on the normal Instagram and Facebook. Really, that's the more social medias that I use, if that. So yeah, just Facebook, just that's my name really. I don't really have any private racing account or anything like that. And then Instagram, it's kind of difficult to say, but it's just my name, Luke 22 with the underscore in between each letter.
who are the sponsors who you got helping you out then, Luke, for the season?
Yeah, this season I got Borge Development. A lot of people see him all over my bikes and covers for past couple of years now, about 4 years actually. So Thomas Borge, he's been a huge help in getting me actually kind of more being with Greg and get me started and get me situated when I first came over. So he's been a huge help. And then now we got Rocket Rex. That's another guy on my covers that's been there a lot. Craig with Jardine's Conservatories, he copped on board for this year. So really pleased and thankful for that. NGK Spark Plugs, Rafał High Speedway Parts here in Poland, Joe Hughes International, parts dealer in the UK, GPS Racing with Greg with GPS Racing. He's doing some carbon wheels back home, so he's been helping me out. And NorCal Chuck, Joker Machine, and yeah, I think that's about everybody right now. And Asterix knee braces.
I like those. They look nice. The old goggles, don't they? They're 100%. They look nice. I think a lot of the guys get them in the motocross as well.
No, I enjoy them. I actually was wearing them before I got a sponsorship through them. Those are my favorite kinds. So I was pretty stoked to have them on board.
That must have been very cool. Well, I wish you all the best for this season. I know it's obviously started in Poland as well. Hopefully injury-free this year and get a proper year's racing in. And we'll have another chat with you again when you get some more racing in, and then we'll have another one.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for having me on. Now it's cool to go over some things and just tell you guys how it's been going.
Thanks very much, Luke. We'll speak to you soon then, and we'll keep an eye on your career as you go. Thanks very much, mate.
Yeah, thanks, Lee. Thanks for having me on.
Cheers, Luke. Thanks, mate. All the best.
See ya.
Cheers, Luke. Young American there, Luke. Do you want to come and say hi, Poppy? Because I know you want to come and say hi to everyone. Just give a wave to everyone. There's my little Poppy Grace who's been with me for the weekend. We've been... do you want to say bye to Luke, just before he goes off on the bottom? Look.
Bye, Luke.
Bless her. Cheers, Luke. Cheers, buddy. Top guy, Luke Becker there. Right, I'm just going to keep you all up to date with, obviously, we got our big reunion meeting in September. Just to give you a little update on that. And by the way, any of you guys that come on tonight, any Americans especially or whatever, this is someone said hi to you as well. Hi, Poppy, at the bottom there. Yeah, this will all be recorded and go to my YouTube channel, Motocross and Spear Memories, so you can watch it anytime in your own time. And I'm sure quite a lot of people that are out, especially in the UK, they're allowed out in a beer garden from today. I'm sure it is, isn't it? So I'm sure there's a few out there that have been dying to get out and do that. So yeah, on our reunion meeting, our Motocross and Spear Memories reunion meeting, which obviously everyone knows is a bit BSMA get together, which was the British Schoolboy Motocross Association. But it is open to all. So all I've got left now is 18 spots left out of 352 riders, which is amazing. It won't be 2 weeks. It's been open until tomorrow night. So that's really amazing. The interest has been unbelievable. All you guys that are booked in, just need quite a few of you that have got to sort out your race fees still, which is all good. I'm going to get hold of you guys on that, but get back to me as soon as. So what I've got left is I've now got 3 places left in the 125 Evo or the 250 500 Evo. So total that'll be 3 for them 2 groups because they're going to be mixed together but scored separately. So if you've got a 125 Evo, which is up to 1989, I believe, or a 250 or 500 Evo bike, which is the same thing, up to 89, then get in contact with me. There's only 3 spots left in that if you want one of them. There's 7 spots left in the 125 Super Evo class, which is from 1990 pretty much to the late 90s, but we're not being too mega. Someone just put great dancing. You dancing in the background. I've got like a little dancer here for me. So yeah, we've got 7 spots in the 125 Super Evo group, and then also we've got only 8 spots left in the Super Evo on the 250/500 classes as well, which is the same thing from 1990 to sort of the late 90s. I think it's, to be specific, it's to 97, but we're not going to be too strict on the odd year here and there. So you guys can get hold of me. Like I said, only 18 spots. Get hold of me as soon as possible on that. Popolina, if you can pass me that orange shirt there, the race shirt. See the orange race shirt? Yeah, and I've got the competition that I'm running now. Yeah, that one. Beautiful. Thank you very much. If my little assistant brings that over. There's the Ken Roxon GP Red Bull KTM shirt we got there with his signature there, look, on the back. You can turn it around for us as well, please, my assistant. Lovely assistant, yeah. If you lift it up a little bit taller, if you can get on your tiptoes. There is, look, the GP shirt that Mr. Ken Roxon used. You've obviously all see him in the AMA Supercross right now. That was when he was in the GPs. I believe he was in the MX2 class. Oh, no, actually, he was in the MX1, sorry. So he was in the MX1, as you can see there. That was the shirt he was wearing. I've been putting the pictures out on social media of him riding with that shirt on, so you can see that.
I'm famous now.
That's the competition we got going now. So you can contact me that. We're only doing 100 tickets on it. I've literally just started it. I think there's 20 odd gone already. So it's 1 to 100. You can have any of them numbers. Just contact me. I can tell you what numbers are available, and then you can get that. And then there'll be a live draw for it. So it's a nice bit of memorabilia there. If you can put that one down and bring me that one just there, look. Yeah, please. And then once that one's done, I've got another beautiful shirt here that I'm going to do of another legend. Thank you very much. You're going to show us that one? Another one there, Makita Suzuki from the legend, the GOAT himself, Mr. Ricky Carmichael. So if you can turn that one as well round, Poppy, you can see the nice signature on the big number 4 there. Can you lift it up a bit further? There we go, look. What an assistant you are. That's it. Hold it like that. Yeah, beautiful. There's Ricky Carmichael's signed jersey there as well. Look, you can see the title wins there that he have put on the back as well. So yeah, we're going to be doing that one after. Thank you very much, Poppy.
There's also some wonderful pictures.
Yes, Mr. Steve Irvine that done them. Look, and sent me over the Eric Gunderson and Bruce Pennell. You can check them out on his Facebook that he does the prints of them. Interviews. I'm going to be doing an interview with James Bannon. Some of you remember as James Bannon or Jamie. He uses both for the BSMA Legends ones. He won the Champions of Champions back as a youngster in the cadet, even as early as the cadets. He's on tomorrow night, 7 p.m. UK time as well. And I should be on Wednesday night, 7 p.m. UK time, with another motocross super legend with Peter Johansson, Swedish legend that rode all the GPs all throughout the 80s, 90s, and into the 2000s. So that'd be really cool to get him on. So I'll keep you up to date on that. Make sure that all goes through. So it's like I said, message me on the Roxon signed shirt tickets and on the reunion as well. So thank you very much for joining us tonight. I'm sure loads of you will catch up with this later as well. A lot of people in beer gardens tonight, I reckon, Pops, in the UK. I think one's just come back from one now, I can hear.
And sorry about that banging. That was just close.
That's all right, that's good. So I always leave you with my dad's quote here, and there you go. Look, and we've got him. Always got him with me as well. Look. There you go. You can see that. His name,
Granddad.
it's Granddad. Yeah, in the old. If you can see that, see that properly. Look, David Ashby, 72 to 79 with the Swindon Robins, the old famous Ashby striped leathers that him and Martin wore. I always use this quote before I leave, which is, "It's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice." Speak to you all soon. I'll share this tomorrow, so you can, any of you guys that didn't see it live, you can check it out tomorrow. Ciao, Bella. Bye from me and bye from Poppy.
Bye from Flo.
And bye.